In a world where the DGP no longer needs the fox, finally, after all these past tournaments, the fox is gone. The fox has no more memories. The fox is done. The era of the fox is finally over. Well, it's not the case. Not anymore. Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Dayhawk. Tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Geats, episode 15. The sad ending of the buffalo and the rise of the fox once again. Yeah. This episode has had its great moments, don't get me wrong, but for me, this is just my opinion only. It was one of the most disappointing episodes because it's very predictable, and we all knew that Ace will return some way, shape, or form. The only thing I didn't count on is this is the episode that he's coming back. I actually thought that either Michinaga, Neon, or Keiwa will be the next in line to be the God of Desire, remake the world, that sort of thing. And then he comes back. And of course, out of Girori's displeasure, he comes back due to his interference because, actions, can cause consequences. In this case, the kid in the suit will come in and announces Ace's return. Girori is upset, but the guy in the suit tells him that you interfered where you're not supposed to. You're the game master. You're supposed to be behind the scenes. You shouldn't have interfered in this game, in this tournament at all. So because of that, you're stripped and Ace comes back. That's what I thought. No, not the case. I mean, Ace did return, but, if you've seen the episode, I was like, typical Ace. I mean, this is something that Ace would do. And I said to you guys that he is the Zhuge Liang of Kamen Rider. He is the Zhuge Liang. What he needs right now, especially with his return, he needs a Sima Yi. We don't know who the Sima Yi is going to be, though, but obviously it's not going to be Girori, it's not going to be Neon, it's not going to be Keiwa, it's not going to be Michinaga. It's none of these people. We need someone who can counter his moves. We need a Sima Yi because right now, Ace, to me, he's too OP. And this is my question for the week. Do you think Ace is a Gary suit? Is he too broken? Or he's just very good when it comes to strategy? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And please write in the comments below. I'm interested in your answers because to me, I feel a little bit of both. I feel like he is a Gary Sue, but yet at the same time, I don't sense he's a Gary Sue at all. He's more like he's just very good of what he does. He's just a strategist. But regardless, I still feel that he needs a legit rival to counter his moves because this just goes to show how good he is when it comes to strategy. Ace right now, he's not my favorite character because he's just, to me, I see him as too perfect. Like, no one can beat him, no one can best him, and I feel bad for Michinaga, especially during his ending speech, but we'll get there, but, this, and mind you, this scene where Michinaga and Ace have their moment together, their shots, like their placement is very eerie because it's the same as what happened in X8, and I have a picture right here to show that They're pretty much the same. And if this is Yuya's shocking thing that he has done for this year, you did a lousy job, man. Nah. Christmas, they're still going to air that Christmas episode next week on Sunday, which is Christmas Day. So this is going to be, very interesting. But if this is it, then this is a disappointing episode, because I did this video where I had 3 people in mind who I think Yuya's going to write off. And the main one that I assumed that Yuya was going to do, which I doubt now, is Sakura. Keiwa's sister. No, Sakura is Sarah. Sorry. Keiwa's sister. Because it makes perfect sense for the story. It makes perfect sense for Keiwa's character. And, his relationship with Ace. And also his resolve. Because remember, his wish is to bring everybody back. And it just gives him more motivation to do what needs to be done in order to win. Even if he needs to fight Ace in order to do so. That would have been a perfect thing. But if this is it, if Michinaga is the one, then sorry, Yuya, you missed your mark. But let's see what happens next week. So let's move on and let's start the recap, shall we? So Sumari does her recap, and unfortunately Keiwa's not doing it no more, which sucks. And Ace, with no memories at all, continue on his life of being a celebrity. He still lives with Girori and Sumari, so they are still part of his part of the family due to his previous wish. He has his celebrity duties to do, so he leaves. And Sumari, believe it or not has doubts and just hey, you realize what you have done, right? You're not supposed to interfere. But Girori shuts her up and says it's for the greater good, But that's just an excuse. Let's just face it. He has a lot of dirty secrets that he doesn't want anybody to know. That's why with Ace, he just wants to find his mom. That's what he wants. He doesn't want to know all the secrets of the DGP unless he has to, because if those secrets leads to his mom, then he needs to know those secrets. But the game master doesn't want that. So yeah. So we move on to, let's see, let me check my notes. Yes. The Greenhouse of Doom. So Girori and an evil greenhouse man, male Poison Ivy, they have this talk. Evil greenhouse man is shocked that Ace is gone. Now that obstacle is done, his monsters will run rampant upon the world. The world will be his. But of course, Gitteri's no, I still have experienced writers to stop you. So yeah, don't count us out just yet. It's strange because those two are in cahoots, and yet you have evil greenhouse man who has interior motives, who wants to rule the world, and yet he is helping the game master okay. Their relationship is very weird. My question is, what do they have to gain? I'm sure Gitteri's end is, okay, I need monsters for my games, so I want you to make them. But what does the evil greenhouse man get in return? That's my question. So after the whole talk, we have giant plant monster, wreaking havoc, and then we move to the Temple of Desire, where Michinaga, Neon, and Keiwa remain. Sumeri announced this is going to be the fourth and final round. In order to win this game, you need to have the highest score in order to win, and it's called Battleship. I don't. Yeah, she called it. Not me. It ain't me. And then we have moments for each rider to remind pretty much all of us in attendance, okay, this is my wish, and I'm ready for this. This is my moment. So we have a glimpse of Keiwa, in his determination of his wish, returning everybody back from the dead. You have Neon with her true love thing, and of course Michinaga with the power of destroying all riders. Alrighty. So they go down to the city, do their hero bit, and Michinaga realizes that something is strange is going on with these Squidwards, because he noticed too that they're getting quite strong. Also, he encounters this, I think it was Rook, and he was starting to talk, which causes Michinaga to have this flashback of this guy who he used to partner with in the beginning of the show, of the season, I mean. The bear dude, before he died, he said exactly the same sentence as the plant monster, and just like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Let's see. But he realizes too that, okay, these monsters are getting strong, so maybe my best bet in order to win the whole thing is to beat the giant plant monster that's flying around the city. Because if you beat that, he probably get the highest score, and it's done. So Neon and Keiwa, they're having a bad time, because they sense it too. Like, these Squidwards are getting stronger. Mind you, they're getting overrun. Because you see in the background all these Squidwards attacking people. Neon and Keiwa are trying their best to defeat the Squid Rider, and it's not working. And Neon realizes right away that without Ace, they wouldn't even be in the position that they are right now. And she starts to lose hope. Yeah, she does. And then afterwards, before I mention this, in the background you see Tsumuri and Girori watching all of this chaos, and Tsumuri, again, she is worried. Like, do you think that these three are capable of saving the world? And Girori is like, with these missions that we gave them, they gave them experience, so they should be doing well. And here's my problem. Girori, these people are still inexperienced. I mean, you have Michinaga, but he's not an experienced fighter. What's worse, Neon and Keiwa, they're not fighters at all. They're not. And you expect them to be out to par with Ace's fighting level? I mean, no. Because your strategy, you're literally picking random people to participate in these tournaments, and they're not fighters. Maybe some of them are, but at the same time, are they gonna make it fighting monsters and all that? It's like me signing for the Air Force. You need to go through boot camp, but instead of going through boot camp, I'm straight to whatever military station I'm assigned to, and worse, maybe I'm called to war, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll be in a standstill. Like, I don't know how to use a weapon. I don't know how to fight because I skipped boot camp. This is it. This is like Neon, Michinaga, all the rest, like literally skipped boot camp and then went straight to battles, straight to battling monsters and all that. They've done a great job so far, but let's face it, they're not experienced fighters at all. And Keiwa pretty much acknowledged what Neon have said. Like, this is tough. Like, Ace is a piece of work. I mean, they have a new sense of respect for Ace because this is not easy. I mean, he could beat them with ease and be like, and Michinaga, I feel bad for him because now that Ace is gone, he feels that his moment is here, and he is going to be the one to be the next god of desire. His wish will be granted and everything, but he has a terrible time defeating these monsters. And he just tells them to shut up. I'm here. I'm gonna win this whole thing. So chill out. And I feel bad. So speaking of Ace, he's doing his photo shoot. The Squidward's attack, and he just leaves. And then he encounters the Riders. Let's see. He encounters the so before that, the boss attacks the Rider. So the plant monster that's flying around blasts an energy beam at all three Riders. Luckily, they survived. Then Michinaga tries to go inside the fortress the same way Ace did the first time, but it didn't work. Then Ace comes in, tries to help Michinaga get back on his feet. But, typical Michinaga, regardless if he has his memories or not, he just pushes them away. He hates his guts due to the fact to what happened to Toru and all that stuff. And even without his memories, Ace just comes in and tells Michinaga that, hey, being courageous and being reckless are two different things. And of course, you have Michinaga have this speech about, look, I don't trust you. I don't trust anybody. I feel like people is going to betray me. I'm pretty much the lone wolf. I don't need anybody's help. I can do this all on my own. And then you have Neon still fighting the Squidward, just telling Michinaga you can't just dismiss people like that. And of course Michinaga said, again, to shut up because you have no idea what I've been through. And it's right, and it's true. I mean, we have this flashback of what happened with Toru, and because of it, he, no matter who is a part of the tournament, he sees people as a potential threat. He sees them as someone, as people who may backstab him in the back. So yeah, if Neon and Keiwa only knew his origin story, then maybe they would have seen it in a different light. But regardless, I feel that even if they knew, they still be like, hey, they're not us. You can trust us. Let us help you. But of course, Michinaga refuses. And this is the part where he decides to try again, but again, he gets blasted. And this time, this is for good, because he demorphs, and Ace goes to him, and this is where we get the sad part, because this scene again reminds me a whole lot of X8, and also reminds me a whole lot of Vegeta and Goku during the Frieza saga, where Vegeta trained so hard to be at least equal to Goku, comes back, but then he gets defeated pretty badly due to Frieza, and then Goku comes in, and the same thing. He's very upset, like what the hell's going on? It's the same thing to me. So reminiscence of X8 and Dragon Ball Z. And you can't help but feel for Michinaga at this point, because I was at that point myself where he and I like tried so hard to work at something. We try and we try, we do all the right things, and yet it's still not enough. And he asked Ace, like, what makes you, like, I don't understand what makes you and I so different. Like, what makes you so special? I did everything that I needed to do, train, whatever it is. I did everything. And still, I'm just so far behind you. I thought getting rid of you was my moment to shine, but still, it's not enough. Like, what makes you so different? What makes you so special? All these things you told me, all those lectures, are they all a lie to trick me? And then you see his ID core cracked, which only means one thing. I mean, he's gone. He's dead. And he takes the driver off, gives it to Ace, and his last words were, okay, if these things, what you said to me, weren't lies, then prove it to me. Give me something to believe in you. And he disappears. That scene, it's like the tears of a warrior. Like, he is a very stubborn warrior, but he's broken at this point, and just asks, these questions like, why? What is it? Like, am I missing something here? I did all these things to get to this point, and still nothing. I worked so hard, and yet I'm still 10 steps behind my rival. Like, what makes you so special? Give me something to believe in. Give me something. Because all these things seems to be a lie. And then after that moment, you see Ace with a serious look on his face, and then he approaches Neon and Keiwa with his memories back, mind you, because he says the writer names. I think the writer names. Yeah, I think so. So he speaks to the writer names, tell them to retreat, and they go to the waiting lounge. So another powerful scene, this revelation scene happens. So Girori at this point sees Ace. He's pissed off. He doesn't understand why he is there. He's here. And he asks, why are you here? Like, your memory should be gone. Then again, all these questions, right? And so Ace tells Girori first that, okay, I want back to the tournament. Give me back my driver and my ID core. I want it back. I want to save the world and all that good stuff. Of course, Girori said, no, you're eliminated, you're gone. Forget it. And he goes to Neon and Keiwa and tells them, like, hey, you guys are our only hope here. I put in my faith in you guys. Well, before turning to them, Ace tells Girori that, look, if those two die, then that means the barrier that protects the earth from these monsters will be destroyed and the world will fall. So you need me. I mean, whether you like it or not, you need me. And then this is where Girori turns to them and pour his hopes onto them. But Neon and Keiwa just like tells him straight up, look, we're inexperienced fighters. When we were down there, we were overrun. We were having a horrible time saving people, defeating these Squidwards and these riders. We're outnumbered here. And as much as I want to achieve my wish, be the next goddess of desire, it ain't happening here. They just realized it like that. And of course, Ace asks again, okay, give me what I want. Of course, Gidori again says no. Even if Ace ends up begging, which he won't and will not, he will not budge at all until Sumeri appears with a box with his driver and his core. And Gidori was like, what the hell are you doing? And Sumeri tells everybody in that room, I'm just honoring his first wish. And it's revealed that his first wish, he wants to be a part of the DGP until the day he dies. So so Gidori's like, oh shit. Yeah. Like Ace is again 3 steps ahead of his opponent, because remember, he tried on his first wish to, okay, I want to find my mom, but it didn't work out. So he figured, okay, well, my first wish will be, I want to be a part of this tournament until the day I die. So that was his first wish. Another thing, apparently, that Ace, before he lost his memories, wrote instructions to himself. So we get this flashback where he wakes up, sees all these notes, and he goes behind his poster and he wrote all the instructions he needed to do. So everything from the Squidward attack to finding the riders and touching the core was all planned out. And of course, Gidori again, he's just, okay, you're such a sly fox. Like, you knew that this would happen. And before everything else, I'm sorry that I'm jumping back and forth here. Gidori offers the booster buckle in the hopes that maybe helping them turn the tide. And this is where Ace picks up the booster, saying, I'll borrow this. Of course, Gidori said, no, you can't be a rider, you're disqualified. But, and then Sumeri comes in and, all the reveals that Ace pretty much had an insurance policy. And this is the part where I ask you guys again, do you think that Ace is too broken as a character? Do you think he's a Gary Sue? Or do you think that he's just very good when it comes to strategy? What do you guys think? And at this point too, if I were Gidori, I would be mighty upset too, because he interfered where he wasn't supposed to. He thought that he won, but due to his first wish and everything else, like, it's right back to square one. So he takes the items from the box, he takes the booster, he goes down to the city, and pretty much doesn't lose a step. He's just destroying Squidwards left and right with ease. And all the while you see KY and Neon still in the waiting lounge and confronting Gidori, hey, we need answers to these questions. First of all, what the hell are these Yamamotos or Squidwards? Because are they connected to the dead riders or something? Because I've been getting these weird vibes that there are the souls of the dead riders here. So can you explain that? And then Neon confronts Gidori with her thing about, okay, I know my family's sponsoring you guys, so what the hell is going on here? And Sumeri just turns to the game master and just says, okay, I think it's time to tell them the truth. And of course, Gidori is not having it. He just up and leaves. It's like, nah, I'm not telling you my secrets. Yeah, screw you all. Gives them the finger. No. Also, mind you, Ace tells everybody that, yeah, he's the game master. So, yeah. So, again, now that KY and Neon knows that Gidori is the game master, this is where, like, okay, we need answers. But he doesn't give them to them at all. And at the same time, again, you see Ace cleaning house. He destroys the monster, the final boss, again, so easily with the arm and cannon mode. But here's the twist here. Because after you defeat the final boss, everything repairs himself and the world starts anew and the wish will be granted. Not in this case. Because after he defeated the flying plant monster, nothing has changed. And then you have Sumari appears from behind, tells Ace that, the game master has asked you to participate in this new game. And then we go back to the waiting lounge where Gidori offers those two a second chance of achieving, of getting their wish achieved. And of course, Neon was like, wait, what? What's going on here? Ace destroyed the monster, so there's no point. And apparently, Gidori has changed the rules again. This is going to be a new game, a new tournament called the God of Desire Tournament. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. And at the end of that scene, we get another rule from the rule book saying that the game master will not acknowledge the results of the game, and it will continue. So again, Gidori is interfering in this tournament, and it's only a matter of time before the higher ups be like, hey, you interfered for you're done. Like you're kept on interfering with matches, and aim right, it's against the rules, so we're gonna have to interfere. So that's the end of the episode. Again, the episode as a whole was predictable, a little bit disappointing. However, it was an okay episode, regardless. Michinaga is dead. I don't know if this is the shock that Yuya wanted us to, be all sad and shocked. I don't think so, because remember, apparently I thought that this is going to be the last episode before the Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. No, this is not the last episode of the year. Next Sunday on Christmas Day is going to be the last episode of the year. So there's still time for the shock factor, the sad factor to reveal itself. So apparently in the preview, there's going to be a new game called Let's Hunt for a Fox. The most dangerous game. The most dangerous game is the story. And for those who know the story already knows, So this is the episode based on the most dangerous game. And the name objective for this game is you need to kill a fox, aka Ace. So Win gets involved, and of course Neon and Keiwa get involved. And so their job is to destroy Ace. Once they do, they win the game. They become the next god or goddess of desire and that sort of thing. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. So yeah, well, what do you guys think about this episode? Did you feel the way that I felt about this episode, or you have different opinions on that? Did I miss anything? If I did, please write in the comments below if I did. Again, this is the third time I'm asking you this question. Do you think that Ace is too OP, or he's just very good when it comes to strategy? Also, my next question is, do you think Ace needs a Sima-Yi? He needs a rival to counter his strategies. Do you think he needs it? I personally think so, because right now Ace is the top guy, and all these writers realize that, without Ace we're done. And this is the thing that kind of bugs me a little bit, because you can't rely on Ace so much, because again, he has motives too. He has his needs too. And he's willing to help, but at the end of the day, he's helping himself to achieve his desire, which is finding his mom. So Neon and Keiwa needs to really train more and not relying on Ace all that much. It's a sad realization when you think about it, and I think this is what makes the episode sad, aside from Michinaga just admitting, like, hey, like with Ace we had a chance, but without Ace we kind of sucked. And also like wondering, like, everything that I did was all a lie, everything you told me was a lie, that sad scene. And also that realization that without Ace they're done. I mean, to me it's just a sad episode all around. Yeah, but again, what do you guys think about this episode as a whole? And if you didn't like it, what will you do to change it? Also, my next question is, do you think Michinaga dying is what Yuya wanted us to be all shocked? Do you think he is our our dying rider, or do you think that next Sunday is going to be it? I personally think that next Sunday is going to be the shocking twist episode, but we have to wait and see on Christmas. So anyways, thank you guys for listening. And please give a like if you like it, and please subscribe. If you didn't like this video, thank you so much for lasting this long. I will see you on Christmas, guys. Christmas is gonna be the day if Yuya has some twists and turns, some shock factor, whatever it is. There's still time. There's still time. However, if this is it, then I have to go back to say this is one of the most predictable and disappointing episodes, regardless of the sad moments. Alright guys, I'll have to go before I start rambling again. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny!